All right, everybody in? Cool. Let's get to work. Wait a minute. Watch. Hot damn. Morning. Was good in the hood. Yo, 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 yo. Miss Laura, what's going on? Armand, how you doing? Airballs, what's going on? Hot damn, Mr. Boschman and Mr. Danny. What's hot in Calgary? Look, we got gap up in the market. This could be one of those just kind of gap and go days. I don't even know if we call it gap and go day. Gap and grind days. You know, we're getting into this bottoming period in the market where you kind of see like you got this like W forming. Once we get over this trend line here, basically the fix is back on and we'll probably start grinding our way higher. That's been typically, you know, the play. The other thing that we've noticed with the market lately, even while we've been up and down, the fucking amount of plays that there's been has been incredible. I actually prefer it not to have so many plays because you can do a little bit of over trading. But there's been a lot of plays. Yesterday, there was just incredible range on so many tech stocks. I mean, you could throw a fucking dart at any of them, right? And these are all up like 15 points. So this was like even freaking DoorDash is trending. So you can throw a dart on pretty much anything and they were trending up. So now the question is, okay, what kind of follow through do we get? You know, the gap kind of takes a little bit of the fun out. We may pull back a little bit at the open and then we'll have to see what's up. Now, the one thing is when the market starts to heal, even if the Qs themselves pull back a little bit, individual stocks will still probably fire. So now we're getting into that moment where you want to focus less on the indexes and more on individual setups, where really the last few weeks, right, your individual setups were getting smoked out by the dump in the market. But what happens is once you start to round out a little bit, you know, that price action changes. You can even see, like, if we're looking at market breadth, right, we're starting to get a nice kind of pop in breakouts the last couple of days and a reduction in breakdowns. And we're starting to get a little bit of an increase in market breadth over here on the T2108, the percentage of stocks over the 200-day moving average, 4% breakouts versus breakdowns. Now we're getting into like a really nice sweet spot where that market breadth is improving. Let's take a look at just some of the earnings plays. As you guys know, Alcoa kicks off earnings season. We're already basically in that zone. You guys hopefully have a nice earnings kind of layouts and stuff like that. What you should be doing is, number one, beyond looking for stocks that are gapping up and down, you need to have an acute understanding of which well-known stocks are actually having their earnings up. Sometimes they don't gap, right? And then they may have a late reaction to them. So Alcoa kicks off the earnings season. This is our fun time to trade. You know, there's periods of lull in the market, but Alcoa kicks off the speeding up of things. We're gonna have some fun for the next couple of weeks. And we saw we saw some nice movement in all sorts of stocks that were busted loose on earnings. So let's go in and take a look at the gappers. Oh man, groovy, huh? You know what? Here, I'm gonna try that one. Yeah, this is, you know what? This type of play will work in this market. I think with the amount of, hot tech stocks we've had, like, I don't know if we really need to be playing this thing. We usually kind of dive into this kind of dumpster when there's nothing to play. But like when you have so many nice trenders cruising around, I don't think we need to be in this one. I'll keep it on the list because you do have a breakout and probably you can come into, the 9 spot. And right, the pump is on so many of these things lately. The only thing is just let it have a big base so that you can really manage your risk. Otherwise, you end up really getting stuck on these things. Not my particular cup of tea. I'm a coffee man, but I can see the allure of wanting to play such a stock. It often comes from daddy issues, things of that nature. What can you do? We all come from different worlds. NRBs had a rest day. Now you're starting to bust over previous day's high. You can even see here, right? The volume pattern starting to change. NRBs, we've had some success trading NRBs in the past. Like I can't chase it up 30%, but we can definitely hit this on a pull. Dun, 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 TSRI, Corey, HL, Blizzy, Chunk, OPAD, Blast. So look, all the old movers, the ones that we were like really, right? Really, they were really getting pushed around about a month ago. They're all back from the dead. So this is like, I mean, OPAD, MaxiPad's back, H-Blizz is back, NRBs is back. Yeah. All right. Those, I mean, we made money on them. I ain't gonna say this is what our main focus is, but let's add them in, and I think we'll come back to them a little bit later. Hey, ETHE, by the way, Ethereum itself looks like it's going to bust loose if you're looking at the daily chart on Ethereum. So this is the Ethereum ETF, which doesn't really trade that well, but the actual Ethereum cryptocurrency looks like it's going to rip tits, like it said. And you can even see this is a triple tap breakout. This basically will mirror, right, the price of Ethereum. That's a weekly chart. This is looking like it's really zesty right now. Woo! I think the Ethereum breakout, like really 3.9 is the trigger. This thing's red hot. So if you come in here, let me see if I can share, dude. Fucking hold on, let me grab my trading view. So you can see here, this is trading view. See this thing? That's nice. So you got 1 test, 2 tests, 3 tests, and a go. Right? 2 tests is a ho, 3's a go. That's always the way it goes. 1, 2, 3. You got that 9 EMA coming, curls for the girls coming up right up under that kitchen. Hot damn. Like when this thing goes, it's going to go. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing at 5,000-6,000, in no time. You've got to be, if you actually like money, you've got to be trading this stuff. There's just no getting around it, especially if you're swing trading stocks. That's a lot easier thing to swing trade, at least this year. Like, I don't know about you fucking guys, but some of my swing trades just sucked D this year in the stock market. I've never taken so many stop losses in my life. Fro, oil, jump. Hey, this SoFi is still cruising. It had a little bit of a rest day. Now we're gapping. You can't chase it on the gap. I think that's probably a daily trader for us at this point. Bum, 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 bum. All right, kids. So those are the gappers. Let's go into the regular watch list. And if you guys have anything you want me to look at, do it now. Let me know. Let me see what's future. Chinese face regulatory risk. Let me see. Future. Yo, add both Future Tiger. Hell yeah. See both of these. There's news out on these things. This is a big time breakdown here. Woo! I'm liking. It's zesty. It's sexy. It's a caliente. It's a shredder. It's a lover. It's a fighter. This thing is ready to get us paid. Hot damn. We gotta get a piece of this in Los Tigres. All right. Well, Los Tigres is looking like it could really get shredded today. Not like a shredded cheese, but like a shredded queso. I like this, man. Woo! Add both Los Tigres and Future for shorts. I think this is going to be, you know what, with the market probably due for a little bit of a gap fade, this will give us a nice. Yeah. Man, those might be the SSR is going to be on them, but I'm thinking we get J with these things. You know what? It feels good, get a good short going. When the market starts grinding and you feel like you missed everything, there's nothing like laying the wood on a nice short to just get you going. All right, get you going. All right, now let's go into just like our regular watch list. SI. Bitcoin stocks have been holding up. This has got a nice triple tap breakout. We've got a level here around 170. The float on this is pretty low. Like if this thing rips, it's just going to go. Like it'll come out of nowhere. So be mindful of the location and the spread. This thing has got a nice look to it. Affirm at this point is a daily trader for us. Now that you've broken out to all-time highs, we want to be hitting this on pretty much all dips. You can't really chase this thing up, 5 points. We know that from, so many trades on Affirm. Whenever you nick that thing a little bit too high, it pulls on you. You got to get a good location on it. But I like the overall. It's a daily trader. Let's add this bros to the watch list. Beyond the great name, you have an IPO rounding pattern. This thing's got some heat on it. I'm liking it. INMD. You've got still about $4 more of room before there'll be a little bit of friction. Any kind of weakness on this one too, you don't want to chase any spike on it. Any type of weakness on this one, we got to be trading this one. This trend on this was strong. You can see that now that they've done a split, there's not as much spread on it. It's a lot easier to trade. I think that's going to be a heater for us. Dachshund, same thing. All dips on these things. Once you hit all-time highs on some of these tech stocks, remember, the market cap on this is only $9 billion, right? So that's butt plug is like a $9 billion market cap. You're still in a mid cap, even though it's $90, it's still a mid cap company. These things, once they start to approach 100, they start to really speed up and they get $100 roll going. Next thing you know, this thing's at 150, and you're like, what the fuck? How'd that happen? Bitcoin stocks, right? Ethereum, Bitcoin, Sol. Fuck, I sold 1,000 shares of Sol literally at the lows the other day. Oh, shame upon my house. We're at a breakout spot on this. Yeah, add in Hut, Annie. I think Annie's also all dips. We got to be hitting this thing. You can see anytime it gets smoked out too, it starts to get bought back up. That's really good price action. That's what you want to see in these kind of names. When it kind of gets smoked out like this, it fills the gap and you're like, holy shit, this thing is done. And it gets whipped back up. That's a good sign that there's going to be something, that there's something getting ready. I like it. I like it. Yeah, I think GME could work. The issue for us today is going to be how do we fucking manage all this? There's just too many stocks running around. Jump. So we want to find the ones that just haven't busted loose yet, right? That are not too extended. And we don't want to chase any big gap. One stock to add, I think, is Crowd. After that big trend yesterday, we got to have Crowd. We need SE. Both of these are imminent breakouts. I think the rest of this shit we leave alone because it's otherwise you could just have the biggest monster list. And add one Chinese stock, XPEV here. You had a big trend on this thing, and frankly, this is probably a little bit of a bottoming pattern. I'll watch the rest of this shit GoTo and AEHR. I think let's keep the focus list of these techs. Affirm, Crowd, INMD, Bros, Dachshund, XPED, SoFi only on dips. UPST is that ATH2. That's a daily trader. Affirm is a daily trader. And on the small guys, you know, this NE, BBIG are daily traders for us. We got crowd. We got D-Dog was a trender. Groovy, NRBs, MaxiPad. And on the short side, those Tigres and Futu. Good. That's the list. I'm sticking to it. What did we miss? I know, it's a long fucking list. Alex, this is just a day trade. Day trade. When you're day trading, it's not about price. It's about setup. Setup is listed conditions that must trigger before a trade is taken. Setups change depending on the time of day. Yes, Uranus, uranium stocks. Uranium stocks look good, but they're getting into resistance here. So you got to only hit them on pulls. Yeah, you got URG. This one's got a little bit of room here. I mean, these look like swings. So you got URG, UEC. Let me change my hat. I feel like a trucker in this thing. Oh, nice old Bulls classic. Oh, yeah. See, like they're coming back into resistance a little bit, so that's why you got to be careful. Like this lack looks really good, but now you got to like you're almost at the sell spot for the swing. You got to let it pull back. All three of those are going to be hot. I'll probably wait for Futu to pop or do an ORB before I, short it. I won't take it right at the open. Definitely. You know, the other problem with fucking Futu is the margin stinks on it. Yes, Grow G could work too. You know, pot stocks are terrible in general. Short all these to zero. Can't chase them. So Jay, like we're primarily really short-term traders, right? So you've got to have some type of intraday pattern before you take it. So like in the morning, there's 3 patterns we use in the first hour. We do ORBs, quick pullback buys, red to green, green to reds. As the day progresses, you're looking more into VWAP plays, 20 EMA plays, a little bit longer flags or flat tops. As the day progresses, it's more day-long consolidations, VWAP fizzlers, VWAP sizzlers, and the annexation of Puerto Rico. Ideally, those are the plays. Hey, Taha. See, I really don't know. I mean, the run is probably over. On a technical level, it's just a steep pullback. I mean, it looks like it could bounce here. There's like some support here. But in the meantime, probably the run is over. At least on a chart basis. Unless there's some news out that like is, kind of gets it going again. All right, let's set up our 6 window layouts. Guys, we got to focus yet. I think I gave back like 5 G's in profit fucking around midday with you guys yesterday. Nice city on that Jasper and God knows what else we were trading. Good. Yes, solars are looking good too. Los Tigres. Okay, let's say UPST affirm. Let's get this couple. My other 6 windows layout. And then let's make sure we've got all these texts, right? So crowd, D-Dog, NSC, ZM is a bottoming pattern. Fuck, there's a lot of stocks we need to be watching. XPEV. Yeah, setting is not bad either. Solars look good. Yeah, I have to stare up because my fucking monitors are so tall. Look, I can barely see myself. Good, good. All right, let's do this, guys. Let's be good. Let's trade fast. And let's make sure we don't sit there and grind our balls